Live from Taft Field on the campus of Fairfield Ludlowe High School. It's varsity girls soccer on the DAF Media Network. Tonight, under the lights, it's the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons and the Darien Blue Wave. Hi, everybody. I'm Damian Andrews. So glad you could be with us for this DAF Media broadcast of varsity girls soccer. We are underway here on the pitch, and joining me this evening is former Darien soccer star Eric Cannigan. We will be also joined later in our broadcast by John Bradley, and we are underway here, Eric. Fairfield Ludlowe in the blue, Darien in the white. And Darien will be moving from right to left on your screen. Fairfield Ludlowe will be moving from left to right. Action in the middle of the field right now as Darien looks to attack here. The keeper for Fairfield Ludlowe is junior Julia Pita, and Ludlowe is coached by Peter Nikach, who has been the head coach of the Falcons since 2015, has done a nice job with the program. They come into this one 3-6, and boy, Eric, this is a team, and talking to Coach Nikach before the game, that has been banged up. Their top scorer from last season, a freshman, blew out her knee over the summer. She's not back, so they lose a lot of offensive production. A couple other players have had injuries that have sidelined them, and they have been in some games and obviously have 3 wins, and they're facing a Darien team right now that is red hot. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, only lost to Ridgefield, and that was a 2-1 loss to Ridgefield. And for those of you who know anything about girls soccer in the FCAC, Ridgefield has dominated the conference the last several seasons. They've won 3 out of the last 4 FCAC championships.
Yeah, Damian, first off, thank you for having me back. I think actually our last game that we did together for the girls soccer was that game up in Ridgefield. So coincidentally, you mentioned them as the team that delivered Darien a loss. So obviously that's nothing to be too concerned about when you're losing to a team of that caliber. But Darien obviously will be hoping to keep up that hot streak here tonight. And it's been an interesting game thus far. Even in the first 3 or 4 minutes here, we've seen chances on both ends. So again, from a neutral perspective, it's exactly what you'd ask for. Ludlowe just a bit sloppy there with that pass. Got away from her on the right flank. Darien just inching forward on the left side here. And Eleanor of the Blue Wave sees that one out. Ludlowe not wasting any time as we see Weber charging up the field. And it looks like they're going to have a throw in deep in Darien's half. So we're seeing some good pressure here from Ludlowe, who you might call the underdog based on the records you were just discussing, Damian. But again, in the FCAC, you really don't have any clear-cut favorites in a lot of these matchups. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Nice pass into the box there. And the ball rolls across the end line. We'll have a goalie kick here. Yeah, Fairfield Ludlowe trying to do some damage here in the attacking third.
And they're doing a good job. I think what they really want to do is set the tone early and at least get in the head of that back line, cause some problems, and that might lead to a slip-up later on down the road. So, again, early and often if they can against a very good Darien Tide.
Ball rolls out of bounds. This will stay with Darien. Ball near midfield. Both teams looking to control.
And Weber's really causing a lot of problems on that right flank, but the Darien defense managed to hold it off and clear it out. And just as I say that, goes right back to Ludlowe.
Ball on the far side of the field here. We are just underway from Taft Field on the campus of Fairfield Ludlowe High School. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this DAF media broadcast of varsity girls soccer. A shot here, not much on that for Fairfield Ludlowe. It's
Looks like that was Meehan in the midfield.
Yep.
For Fairfield, number 13. Again, couldn't really get that ball much in the air, but did in some ways test the goalkeeper, at least get her thinking. I believe that's Jillian Fox in net for Darien. And again, it's those easier saves down early in the first half that are going to give her a lot of confidence going forward. So she'll appreciate that easy shot and hope to continue that form as the game goes on.
Beautiful facility here at Fairfield Ludlowe, Taft Field. Great complex. I want to thank Athletic Director of Fairfield Ludlowe, Todd Parnas, for his hospitality and for allowing us to bring you this stream. The DAF Media Network is a joint venture, of course, of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Damian Andrew alongside Eric Hannigan. John Bradley will be joining us momentarily. Our DAF Media production crew, our directors Colin Adams, instant replay coordinator is Jack Roberson. Up top on camera one is Trey Cahill, and our ISO camera operator is Ryan Smith. Here's Darien now.
It was a decent through ball there, as we saw from Darien. It looks like that was Stein, number 9. But it just had a little too much power on it. But it was the right idea. She just wanted to slip the forward through, run onto goal.
CC Stein.
It's a great flick on there.
That's Julia Pita. She corrals that. No score early going here. I mentioned at the outset, Darien 6-2-1 coming into this one. An opening tie with Danbury to start the season, and then 2 losses to Ridgefield. That has really been the heavyweight of the conference the last few years, and a loss to Wilton, a 1-0 loss to Wilton. But Blue Wave have won 4 of the last 5, as I mentioned, and certainly with a good opportunity to see postseason play in both the conference tournament and the state tournament. In fact, I was talking to head coach Lee Parsons, Darien's head coach, before this one, and along with assistant coach Mike Fraioli, 2 terrific guys. And Coach Parsons said, or Coach Fraioli said, the last time we were here, it was a bitter defeat in the state semifinals 2 years ago. Darien lost to Staples as they made that great run to the state semifinals in 2017.
Yeah, and you think that has been long enough since then to kind of get that out of your memory, but you know, it's a funny sport and how your mind works, and you might get a couple flashbacks there, but obviously this Darien team is going to look to make the most out of this season and potentially improve upon that.
Yes,
so
certainly a lot of changeover in terms of personnel from that game. Not a lot of the same players for Darien on the field this evening, but it is interesting how that how that works, where you play at certain venues and maybe you don't have a great taste in your mouth.
Some rough challenges there, clean challenges I should say, but just tough as Ludlowe really looked to clear that ball out, and they do.
Got a whistle. This is going to Darien.
That's a rough contended header there. Looked like Courtney Ball. If I can see properly from here, number 18 in the defense. Went for a challenge but got too much of the player, and Ludlowe now have a free kick. Look to play that one forward, but Darien handle that and are looking to counterattack. Just too much for Stein on the left. Darien follow up with another throw. This is the senior Eleanor taking the throw. Get some good height on that. Oh, and a huge mistake from Julia Pita there. She gets lucky to get away with that one, but she really fluffed her lines. We'll see the replay. Just misjudges it. It goes overhead. Stein goes to give that ball a nice little head, but doesn't get enough on it. That's a really close one for Darien.
Great work that time by Grace Shaw, the defender who came over. If it wasn't for her, as we see this corner opportunity here.
Yeah, Damien, you said it exactly right. If it wasn't for that heads-up play by Ludlowe, that could have been in the back of the net off a big mistake. Great tackle from Darien, and immediately they're on the counterattack. Stein going for redemption here on the left, cuts inside. Oh, what a shot!
And that's a goal for Darien as C.C. Stein, the sophomore, puts it between. Look at that. Great job by Ryan Smith on ISO camera. He got that goal, and Stein puts it in the back of the net, and Darien is up 1-0.
Yeah, and that's a great finish from C.C. Stein, number 9. She just curled that one, almost looked like it was with the outside of her foot, but caught it in an interesting manner and just curved away from the goalkeeper. Julia Pita looked helpless, which she was. And Stein really makes up for her earlier, I won't call it a mistake, but opportunity that she could have had. So she'll feel great that she did notch one there.
So Darien strikes first here as Fairfield Ludlowe at home under the lights on a beautiful evening for some soccer, Eric Cannigan.
It is. These night games are, I know we've talked about many times before, something special to watch and be a part of. And this time of year, it's just perfect for these games. So,
well, as you know, there's really 2 seasons in high school soccer in this part of the state. There's the warm season in September, and then in a little bit in October, and then it starts to get cold. And by the time the conference playoffs roll around and the state tournament, I mean, we've seen state finals contested with snow on the ground.
Oh, yeah. I remember going to watch a couple games. I believe it was the girls' team, where it was snowing pretty heavily and very cold out. And I think you said it perfectly. Start of the season, you're sweating, just dying for water. Preseason camp, and come the end in states and FCX, you almost wish you were sitting inside. It was that cold. But adds some variation to the game for sure. Makes things interesting and always fun to watch. Ludlowe look to bounce back here. Good opportunity. But the ball picked up by Julian Fox, excuse me.
Fox, just a freshman, in goal for the Blue Wave. Ball near midfield. Nice effort that time by Stella Zawed, a sophomore defender for Ludlowe.
Yeah, and she's been one of their standout players on that right side. You know, she is playing right back, so by nature she's going to be sitting deeper, but we have seen her go up the field a little bit. And I wonder if that played into Stein's opportunity. We saw it came from a counterattack. It really just took one good ball up the left side, and Stein was in on net. So I think there are pros and cons here to Zawid going up the right line, but it's a style of play, and it could be Fairfield's tactics. So it's something that Darien definitely took advantage of early on.
That ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in here for the Blue Wave as we are approaching the 25-minute mark here in the first half of this one. 1-0 Blue Wave. The goal by C.C. Stein. We are under the lights here at Taft Field on the Fairfield Ludlowe campus. Thank you for watching the DAF Media Network. Damian Andrew alongside Eric Hannigan will be joined momentarily by John Bradley. Our director is Colin Adams. Our instant replay coordinator is the great Jack Roberson, who is making his maiden voyage this season for DAF Media. And up top is Trey Cahill. And on our ISO camera is Ryan Smith. I want to thank all of them, all student volunteers for Fairfield, or from Darien High School. Fairfield Ludlowe here as Darien looks to clear it out. Ludlowe gets it back. The through ball there by Ryan Manning, the freshman midfielder, deflected by the Darien defense.
Again, Zawid down on the right side. She's going to look to play that one in. Just keeps it in bounds. That was a smart play to kick it back into the midfield.
Meehan, 13. And that ball is corralled by Jillian Fox, the Darien goalie.
That was some good possession play from Fairfield. It's something you don't see a lot of at this level. So, you know, to see the ability to kind of take it slower, play composed in the midfield, to look for an open ball. The end product wasn't what Ludlowe would be hoping for, but it was good play in the midfield.
Well, certainly Fairfield Ludlowe has done a nice job in their attacking third. As I say that, a turnover here and Darien going the other way.
And Darien really are not messing around with the counterattack. You can see they pushed their team forward as quickly as possible, and Ludlowe was really caught off on the counter. I think they had 3 defenders back and maybe 1 midfielder challenging for the ball. So it's definitely a dangerous game to play when you commit so many individuals upfield. And Darien's looking to score another on the counter.
There's Maggie Ramsey, the throw-in. Her sister, I mentioned the last time Darien played here, her sister was on that team, Katie Ramsey, big part of that team that made it to the state semis and saw their season come to an end right here on Taft Field under the lights against Staples, another FCAC opponent. Both Darien and Fairfield Ludlowe play in the FCAC's East Division. A calm, clear night here in Fairfield, Connecticut. I want to thank everybody for watching DAF Media, Varsity Girls Soccer. We mentioned the struggles at the outset for Ludlowe in terms of their record. Last year, 8-7-1, and lost to Wilton in the first round of the Class L state tournament, 2-1. You know, it's funny, Eric, you know this quite well, having played in the FCAC. A lot of FCAC teams, the conference is so strong that a lot of FCAC teams see each other when it comes to the state tournament.
Yep, that's absolutely right. And, you know, it's funny, come postseason, you're seeing the same names pop up in that bracket that you've probably seen before. Again, that has some advantages and disadvantages. You know the team you're up against. Sometimes you play teams from far reaches of the small state of Connecticut and really not know what to expect because of the difference in quality in the divisions. Fairfield County, you kind of know what you're getting into. So it does make for an interesting factor, and it speaks to the quality of the FCAC.
Throwing again here for Ramsey.
Zawid's going to have to stretch out that right leg. She's made, I don't know how many clearances so far, really trying to get rid of that pressure on Darien's left side. Looked like that could have been a foul there, but the ref says play on. Ludlowe try and kick one up the fields, but Darien just managed to clear it.
The action on the far side of the field, near midfield. And the ball rolls into the Darien attacking third, scooped up by Peta. Talking to Ludlowe head coach Peter Nikoch before the game, as I mentioned, his team has really been banged up. Zelly Holleran, a senior midfielder, Georgia Hoey, a senior forward for Ludlowe, both suffering injuries. You hate to see that, especially at this level. Certainly can change the complexion of your team. Two integral players, and of course, as I mentioned, Kaylee Scala, who was the leading scorer last year as a freshman for Fairfield Ludlowe and suffered a knee injury over the summer.
Yeah, Damien, I think you made a great point with it, changing the team complexion. You go through preseason or ahead of preseason expecting to have those power players, if you will, to turn to and count on for the big games and the small games. So to lose a big goal scorer, or a top goal scorer, I should say, really kind of sets a tone that you want to try and fix and avoid for the remainder of the season, because you just need to play with the players that you do have. And on the other hand, it gives the opportunity for some other players, potentially younger players, to show what they have.
Well, Fairfield Ludlowe, certainly one of those teams that is, hey, soccer is soccer, right, Eric? I mean, any team is capable of beating another team on any given night if things go well. As we take a look at this free kick for Darien. And a nice ball that time as Peta scoops it up. But, it's tough when you don't have all the players on your roster at your disposal. Fairfield Ludlowe is coming off a big win in their rivalry game against Fairfield Ward, a 1-0 win. And those two schools, very big rivals, much like the Darien-New Canaan rivalry. And those games are easy to get up for.
They are, and I think it's one of those things where Ludlowe would want to build on that momentum and hopefully not lose some steam. So they have their work cut out for them tonight, but they haven't been playing too poorly. I think just from an effective counterattack from Darien's standpoint, but they've shown some good play in Darien's half. So again, they're going to have to channel whatever mental strength they had in that game against Ward here, and hopefully keep the defense strong and prevent another goal.
Nice ball that time by Darien's Eleanor Mellon, the senior, number 28. Darien, of course, in white. Fairfield Ludlowe in blue. Ludlowe moving from left to right on your screen, and Darien moving from right to left. Blue Wave up 1-0. Coming into this match 6-2-1. Winners of 4 of their last 5.
That's what you'd call a tactical foul from Courtney Ball there. Was really going shoulder to shoulder for a bit, but I think she caught Ludlow's player a little too much from behind and Ludlowe have a dangerous opportunity here that they're going to hope to take advantage of.
This is Marin Burns, the freshman defender here, number 6 on the far side of the field with the free kick into the box.
Oh.
And that sails just wide of the near post. So Burns
looked dangerous from this angle, and it almost looked like it was going to sneak into that far corner.
I was just going to say, it almost looked like it was a little
I thought it was.
Bend it like Beckham there for a second.
It was a good effort, and maybe it looked closer from up here, but it certainly looks like it was close to challenging the goalkeeper. So.
Got a whistle. This will go back to Darien. As we take a look at Shea Dolce. Shea Dolce, a 3-sport athlete at Darien High School. Terrific athlete. Plays basketball in the winter and, of course, is a standout lacrosse goalie in the spring. And that ball scoots by.
That's good play from number 13, Meehan, in the midfield, just to scoot by Darien's first line of defense there.
Under 15 minutes remaining in the first half. 1-0 Blue Wave. We've got a whistle on the field. And
looked like that was called on Stein. I'm not too sure about that, but she doesn't look too upset about it. She's got a goal to her name and seems to be pretty content.
And I've just received a text from John Bradley. Unfortunately, he will not be joining us this evening. So Damian Andrew, Eric Hannigan taking you the rest of the way here. Monday night under the lights at Taft Field and in front of the Darien goal. And deflected.
That was a great ball from the left side, low, tempting. But Darien really did a good job of piling up players just to make that block. And they were effective in clearing it. Here we'll see the replay. Low driven. But Darien does so well just to get bodies in the way. And again, with the follow-up, so Lee will be very happy with that defense.
Great work by our Ryan Smith on ISO camera. And that ball scoots far or wide of the far post.
It was a good turn by Quinn there. She did the hard part, but just couldn't make good enough contact, and it goes right of the far post.
Big week on the soccer field for Darien. They will play 2 of the real heavyweights this season in the conference. Their arch rival, New Canaan, on Wednesday. That will be played at Dunning Field as we see the throw in here by Ludlowe on the far side of the field. And then on Friday, at home at Darien, they play Staples, and Staples having another terrific season in girls soccer. Boy, to talk about both the girls and the boys soccer programs for years at Staples have been really top notch.
They really have, and you know that's a name you see on the fixture list, and know that you're going to have a challenging match regardless of the year you play. It seems like season after season, whatever great players they lose, they seem to replace them without any issues. So, you know, having those 2 big games pretty much back to back is going to be a real test of Lee's team here and the rest of the Blue Wave. So
We were talking about John Bradley just moments ago, unable to join us this evening.
The elusive
John Bradley. But how about your former coach, 150 wins? That is a special number. Obviously, now he's on the downside to 200, which is a real a big number in high school soccer. Certainly has done a nice job, as has Coach Parsons, Lee Parsons, now in his 9th season as the head coach of the Darien girls varsity program.
Yeah, I think John really left his impression on both the girls team, and obviously still is on the boys side as well. So you know, to see the success he's had on both ends and how quickly he was able to transition from the girls to the guys team, it speaks to his coaching ability and how well he really manages his players. I think that's a big focus of his, and being able to use players in what he feels is the most effective position. And obviously, I would think it's fair to say that he does have a legacy that's lived on with the girls program that makes them consistently perform well year after year. And you know, Lee's done a great job at taking over since then and carrying the team forward.
That ball rolls out of bounds. Darien will throw it in here. Ramsey trots over as we take a look at her. Again, our DAF media production crew, can't say enough about them. All high school students volunteering their time and effort and talents on these live streams on the DAF media network. There's Peta. She comes up with it. Well, Eric, Darien strikes first. And so far, they've played very solid this evening under the lights.
They have, I think, when they've been tested, as we saw a few minutes ago, with that really dangerous cross from the left side and potentially another opportunity here, their defense has done everything that they need to do. They've served as that first line of defense in front of the goalkeeper, so she really hasn't had to be tested too much, which is exactly what you want. You know, if you can have your goalkeeper picking flowers out there, that's kind of the ideal case. So as we see the Fairfield ball just go long.
Nice centering pass that time by Fairfield's Laura Heron, the junior, number 15. Right idea there, just a little bit too much as it scoots.
Yeah, throughout the half, they've really shown that their soccer IQ, if you will, is pretty strong. They've played good, effective possession play in the midfields. They've set up pretty good opportunities. The end product just isn't there, and I think that's also a testament to Darien's defense. As I was just saying, they've done their job quite well, and Fox in net for Darien will hope they continue to do so.
Meehan with a nice turn there near midfield. The header by Ryan Manning.
Well, if the night wasn't nice enough, we've now seen a moon rise over the
I was just going to
far
point out
left
the
corner.
as we take a look at Katie Chandler there on the far side of the field, the throw in, full moon. Hopefully one of our camera operators can get that for us. Nice shot there. As did you ever play on this field?
No, I was just thinking as I drove up. I haven't played on this field
I know
before.
you and I were talking earlier on the phone, and you weren't quite sure where the field was, and I was wondering if you had ever played here.
No, we did actually play Ludlowe at home, so it makes sense now. But you never know in the FCAC. I know Staples, their field is separate from the school itself.
Yep,
So I found myself getting lost there before. I just wanted to make sure, but it is a very nice facility.
You know, obviously, speed being probably the main word, but you mentioned Staples and their facility, a grass field. New Canaan plays on a grass field. Connor Field is a really nice field, nice grass field. Both the boys and the girls play there. But, I mean, is it just speed? Is that the biggest difference between playing on turf and playing on grass?
Yeah, and I think it depends on how you define speed. It really, grass, I suppose, gives you somewhat more of a predictable bounce in terms of how fast that ball plays. You know, obviously, 98% of professional teams will play on grass because they're such, you know, pristine fields. But reality is
nice play by Peta.
is most grass fields at this level aren't going to be so pristine. So I, as a player, prefer turf just because you know what you're going to get. As we see a replay here.
And PETA comes out and makes a nice save here as Kate Bellissimo, as we've got a substitution here. So substitution for Darien as Emily Hopper comes into the game, replacing Shea Dolce. So the junior replaces the sophomore, and we are back to live action here. Under 6 minutes remaining in the first half. 1-0 Darien, full moon overhead here in Fairfield, Connecticut. Far side of the field, the run here for Fairfield Ludlowe. Emily Aurelio, the sophomore forward.
Again, good possession play here. Under pressure, Ludlowe just manages to get it away. Great splitting ball there. As we see Zawed again. And a nice initial cross.
Yeah, nice ball that time by Laura Heron, the junior midfielder. Twice now she has had the cross. We've got another substitution, this time for Fairfield Ludlowe, as number 5 is checking out for Ludlowe. That would be Caroline Sullivan, replaced by Gabby Barucci. So the junior comes into the game, replacing the senior Sullivan.
You see here Fairfield just pushing up into Darien's half a little more before the end of the half, hoping perhaps they can find an equalizer. Zaret again out on that right flank, playing very well. Nice smart pass there.
Here's Heron. Little give and go that time.
And she looks to play the first time ball in the air. Always difficult, but again, Darien will not let Ludlowe sniff much of a sight of goal.
Zawed the throw in, and she sends it into the box. Opportunity here for Fairfield Ludlowe. And a nice effort that time by the back half of that Darien defense, as Nell Niffen really saved a goal.
We might get a replay here, but it looks like
Fox was out of position. Here's Niffen now.
Fox really misjudges it.
Settles it.
And then that back line is just swarming that ball like a pack of hyenas. They did not let Ludlowe get a follow-up opportunity. And again, a lot of times it's not that initial shot. It's whether or not they can get to the rebound first. And Darien has not let Ludlowe have that second opportunity, which is a very good job from Parsons' defense tonight.
Emma Aurelio, the sophomore forward, number 22 for Fairfield Ludlowe, nearly had herself a goal that would have tied things up here with under 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
Oh, and that's a great initial through ball. Oh, and what a great save from Julie PETA.
PETA with a terrific effort that time.
Good play down the left side. Ludlowe just manages to get it out.
We've got another substitution here as we reach the 2-minute mark of the first half.
Looks like Bellissimo coming out for, it's hard to tell from here. Good flick on. Colette Quinn tries to make something with the ball.
And that's going to be a handball.
And I think it's right on the edge of the box, so Darien's not going to have a penalty here, but will provide a pretty dangerous opportunity. We'll see the replay.
Yep, that is a handball as the ball caroms off the turf. By the way, that substitution for Darien, Kate Min, the freshman, into the game now, number 2.
And Quinn lining up this free kick. Ludlowe going with the unique jumping wall tactic. I've never seen that before, but it worked.
It works. It works. It did the trick.
Maybe they're onto something.
It did the trick.
Oh, and Ludlowe gets that throw in. Great play.
Min gets in on the action there. A little back and forth here between these two near midfield.
That's almost an identical end result with the arm there, but not called this time.
That ball skirts out of bounds.
Just 30 seconds to go here. I think first half impressions, it's, you know, Ludlowe, for being down a goal, they've had their fair share of opportunities. Their defense does look a bit sloppy, as we see here. Darien with an opportunity, but Peta comes off her line very effectively, no hesitation. As I was saying, Darien really effective on the counter attack tonight, and that's how they got their first goal. Their only goal so far, but they've had a number of opportunities on that counter as we see the clock wind down to 0.
And that will do it for the first half of this one. We will take a quick break, and we will be back with more live soccer on the DAF Media Network. Darien leads 1-0.
In 2008, a group of 4 women came together to create a playground by the beach for kids to have fun.
We thought it would be great to have a playground at the beach. We live in a community that's on the water, and it would be really fun to be able to appreciate that. There was a playground here originally, but it was in the backwoods and there were mosquitoes. It was very, very unappealing and no one wanted to go there. Building and designing and fundraising the playground definitely took a good amount of time.
We had to fund it. It was $250,000. We had an estimate given to us. We had to fundraise for that amount of money, and we started out with different ways of doing that.
One of my good friends did PR, one did the graphic design. I ended up being in charge of selling all of the bricks. We had someone doing the playground design, and we were all moms who were mothers of preschoolers who had just left the workforce.
We approached a lot of different big companies, and they said they couldn't fund us. We weren't really reaching the amount that we needed to reach. We decided to go ahead and ask the Darien Foundation for a large donation to kind of kickstart the campaign.
The Darien Foundation wanted us to expand the project a little bit because they felt like the playground was really only for the 2 to 6 year olds. Once the Darien Foundation agreed to pledge money, the town agreed that we could put swings in.
When other people heard that we had gotten money from the Darien Foundation, they were able to say, well, this is going to happen. This idea is actually going to come to fruition. So a lot of people then came on as funders. Local businesses came, more families decided to buy bricks because they knew that this playground was really going to happen. It wasn't just some pipe dream of 19 moms.
Well, one of the great aspects of the playground as we designed it was that we had it open to the beach because the kids love running back and forth to the water and then back to the playground. One of my favorite parts of the playground is that it's in the shape of the nautical theme with the ship and the lighthouse, given that it's on the beach.
It's because of the playground that the parents come and really take the time and enjoy, have their coffee, and watch their kids grow up and have fun.
Playground by the Sound has been an important part of the community for 10 years. During our 3rd annual Weed Beach Fest this June, we made the playground kind of a center point of the actual event. In honor of the 10th birthday of the Playground by the Sound, the Darien Foundation hosted our Kids Cove, and for the first time we were able to offer it open and free to the public for over 400 kids to enjoy, and we are so thankful for the Darien Foundation.
The Playground by the Sound grant had a big impact on the Darien Foundation in 2 ways. Number one, it was one of our first big capital grants, and we were really excited to partner with the 4 moms that brought the project to us here at Weed Beach. The second thing is it got people to feel in town that they could come to us and make presentations and bring their good ideas, and we would be receptive and open to hear those ideas. And it's created a great dialogue between the Darien community and the Darien Foundation.
People need to know that they can do something like this on their own, and with partnering with the Darien Foundation to actually do the funding made it happen.
I'm proud of the work the Darien Foundation has done over the past 20 years. If you live here, our work has likely impacted you, your family, and your neighbors. Since our founding in 1998, we've provided more than $4.2 million in grants, which create opportunity for Darien's youth, support our town's safety and security services, and enhance the overall quality of life in Darien through collaboration with community organizations.
As a family that's relatively new to town and planning to make this our long-term home, I'm grateful to see my community and my family benefit from the Darien Foundation. When I learned that the edible gardens at the elementary schools, the generator at the Darien Library, and the Playground by the Sound were all funded by the same organization, I raised my hand to get involved. I'm proud to support an organization whose impact I see every day in our schools and throughout our community.
So far this year, the Darien Foundation has awarded $138,000 in grants to enhance our community. In 2013, the Darien Community Association opened a 4-acre bird sanctuary thanks to a grant from the Darien Foundation. The serene wooded glade has attracted numerous birds, bees, and butterflies, as well as more than 200 school children and other visitors. This year, they added a new pondless waterfall, as well as more trees, plantings, signage, and benches. In 1976, the Darien Historical Society and Darien High School students built the Middlesex, an authentic replica of the 18th century whaleboats. These were used by local patriots in the Revolutionary War to fight the British Navy in Long Island Sound. The Darien Historical Society is restoring this artifact so that it can be part of Darien's upcoming 2020 bicentennial celebrations. The live turtle exhibit continues to be the most popular attraction for children at the Darien Nature Center, which welcomes over 16,000 visits annually. A new forest and pond ecosystem will allow visitors to engage with several species of turtle that will live together in a 50-square-foot habitat that resembles their natural home.
This has been such a special collaboration between the Darien Nature Center and the Darien Foundation, because not only have they provided generous funding to us, but we've been able to meet with members of the foundation and our staff and talk about what is going to make the very best exhibit for the town of Darien, and we've really added value to the process by doing that.
The vast majority of food distributed by Person to Person is donated from local suppliers and businesses. A group of dedicated volunteers drives the brand new cargo van on these daily rounds, which each year account for more than $100,000 in collected food. Person to Person also has an extensive youth program, offering many Darien High School and middle school students their first experiences at volunteering.
Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have a beautiful new van. We're very excited about it, not only because it's new and it's safe for those who are riding in it and driving, and
We are back live now on the DAF Media Network. Full moon overhead here in Fairfield, Connecticut. We are on the campus of Fairfield Ludlowe High School, and we are just about ready to start the second half of this varsity girls soccer match. We are underway here in the second half. Darien and Fairfield Ludlowe, the Blue Wave up 1-0 on a first half goal by C.C. Stein. And the play is on the far side of the field. Darien in the white uniforms. They will be moving from left to right here in the second half. Fairfield Ludlowe in the blue uniforms with the white numbers, and they will be moving from right to left in the second half. Damian Andrew alongside Eric Hannigan, former Darien High School soccer star, and our DAF Media production crew is Colin Adams, our director, Jack Roberson, who is our instant replay coordinator and doing some camera one here in the second half, Trey Cahill and Ryan Smith round out our DAF Media production crew. Can't do it without them. All student volunteers who do a terrific job as part of this DAF Media venture. So it'll be interesting here, Eric, to see how things play out in the early stages of this second half. Darien up a goal. They missed out on a couple other opportunities. And Fairfield Ludlowe certainly looking to score the equalizer.
Yeah, it was a little puzzling of a first half, and even first couple minutes of the second half here. There really is no clear dominating team, if you will. They've both had their fair share of opportunities. Darien just happened to finish one of them very well, I might say. But Ludlowe, again, kind of playing that same game of the first half where they're pushing into Darien's half, but they really have to watch out for the counter. Because, again, they're swinging the ball across the field very effectively.
Ball's on the far side of the field here. You're looking down at your roster. I know now the play is reversed. We had players in the first half that were on that right side or left side, depending on what team you're on. And now they are on the opposite side of the field.
I know. I left my telescope at home, which would have come in handy for both the
Yeah,
shirt numbers and the moon.
We're a little set back from the actual playing surface, but a beautiful facility here at Fairfield Ludlow's Taft Field. Again, want to thank the athletic department, especially athletic director Todd Parnas, for his hospitality and allowing us to set up for this live stream this evening. Here's a corner kick on the far side of the field for Fairfield Ludlowe. And not much on that.
She has a second opportunity. Plays it really low. And another scramble in front of the net. Fox comes up with it.
And actually, that's Maniscalco, I believe, now into the game for Darien. And it is Olivia Maniscalco, the senior now, in goal for the Blue Wave. Fox played the first half, and Maniscalco now Darien's keeper here in this second half. So Lee Parsons making a switch. As we take another look at this, Eric, I know you love these instant replays.
Oh, I do. There's nothing better. And we saw a good look there. Again, a very dangerous low ball. Maniscalco was really scrambling there, and that,
And it looks like two players collided there. As the clock is stopped.
Yeah, that was a really tough collision of heads there.
And we will take a quick break here. We will be back with more live soccer action as the training staffs from both teams tend to the respective players. We'll be back with more varsity girls soccer on the DAF Media Network. We are back here live on the DAF Media Network. Damian Andrew, Eric Cannigan, and we had a collision on the Ludlowe attacking third, and hopefully both players are okay. And we are back underway here. Here's Olivia Maniscalco for Darien. In goal, the senior goalie.
Yeah, that injury break we had there is going to break up the play a little bit. It was a really nasty collision of heads. Again, Damien said it right. We hope both players are okay. They were able to walk off the field, which is good news, but that's a very dangerous ball from Ludlowe. And they are wasting no time after that short pause to, again, play a tricky ball across the field. Hope for something to come out of it. But, again, Darien still holding on to that clean sheet so far.
Nell Niffen was the injured Darien player. Certainly wish her well. She's standing, talking to one of the coaches on the sideline. And I believe the injured Ludlowe player was number 13, Ariana Meehan. So certainly hope they are okay.
Good tackle there by Zared. Again, she's really been the that's one player I don't have to look down at the roster for.
She's been all over the field.
She's been all over the field, putting in great tackles all night.
Yep. Great shot there. Far side of the field by our camera 2 operator Ryan Smith, and Mellon on the throw-in for Darien.
Oh, great ball over the top. It looks like a clearance come through ball. Oh, and
hits the
oh
crossbar. So a great ball by Katie Chandler.
I think that was.
And then it was number 34, Darien, Jocelyn Tyler. Check this out. Great ball over the top by Chandler. And how about this? Great work by our Ryan Smith. Excellent job. Hits the crossbar. And
that could have bounced down past the line. It's hard to see from here, but
it almost did look from that angle that it did bounce down on the goal. Yeah. But a great job by Ryan Smith. Let's take when we get a chance, take another look at that after this.
Yeah,
when we've got a little break in the action here, we'll take another look at that opportunity. But a great ball by Chandler, Katie Chandler, over the top. And then Tyler was there just maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah, and it's hard. She was running onto a bouncing ball, so you don't have to put much behind it for the ball to accelerate pretty quickly. But that weighted pass from Darien's back line.
And here comes Ludlowe. That ball, this looks good. It's going to be a
I think it's a goal kick.
Goal kick. All right, here it is. We're going to take a look at this again. Here's Tyler surrounded by two players. Little chip shot. She didn't really have that much on, just a little bit too much lift. And
who knows where that bounces? For all the facilities and great equipment they have in the FCAC, they haven't quite integrated goal line technology, which would have come in handy, of course. But it looked close from here. That's all I can say.
So it remains 1-0, Darien, as the Blue Wave getting a goal from C.C. Stein on actually a similar play to what we just saw here.
It was. That was by grounds. This one was by air. And it went over perfectly, but same style of play. Just caught on the counter, and Darien using that pace of the front line and came so close, probably within inches of getting a second.
It's such a reactionary sport, right, Eric? I mean, you say, oh, wish I had that one over again, but
yeah. It's a game of inches, as we just saw, and Darien was just faster to go onto that through ball like this one, and I think that's C.C. Stein again.
It's Stein, and a nice save that time by Peta. Terrific save.
I'm sure we'll get a replay of that one, but Peta did a good job of paring that away out of traffic. You'll see again, C.C. Stein has all the time in the world. She just gets under this one too much.
Oh, great job by our Ryan Smith on our camera, too. And he had that one. Stein was waiting to pull the trigger there, waiting. And
yeah, I think she
tries to go far post.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad effort. And again, the pace to get ahead of that defense, behind that defense for that opportunity. And that's a great tackle on the left side by Darien. But C.C. Stein, again, breaking free that defense, almost scoring her second of the night. We'll see a very stern challenge, and that is as clean as you can get. That was Courtney Ball in defense. And again, Darien's back line making the goalkeeper's job so easy tonight, so far. Of course, Maniscalco getting to enjoy the fruits of their labor in this second half so far, as we see a dangerous Ludlowe free kick here. Looks like Heron, number 15, will be taking this. Let's see if Darien adopts the jumping wall technique.
Nice ball.
Good header from Darien. Again.
Ball rolls out of bounds. As we take a look at Stella Zawed. She has played big tonight for the Ludlowe Falcons.
She has, and I think, to me at least, she's been their standout player. Again, you're star standout's not always going to be the player on the front line. She's done a fantastic job in that right back role. Really made it her own and made it difficult for Darien to go down that side of the field. So very impressive work from Zawed on the right flank. As again, Ludlowe trying to keep the pressure in Darien's half. Again, very smart play. Oh, and a great through ball, just a little too much, and it looks like it's going to run out for a Darien goal kick. But again, that's very smart play. She almost plays it behind her through ball to play that Fairfield forward through on net.
Caroline Sullivan, the through ball to Laura Heron, and that was almost a bang-bang play for Fairfield Ludlowe.
It was. It was almost in the spirit of Darien there on the quick counter. But again, just a little too much weight on that last through ball. Saw it again, launching forward on that right side, and I think it deflected off. Oh no, it's going to go for a goal kick.
It'll be a goal kick, but a big shot by Zawed, just far of the, or wide of the far post, I should say. Again, want to thank everybody for joining us for this DAF Media broadcast of Varsity Girls Soccer. And coming into the game for Darien is Kate Min. We saw her towards the end of the first half, the freshman back in early second half. And here comes Fairfield Ludlowe. Meehan. Maniscalco scoops it up.
I laugh because the intelligence there is just so great to know how to play that through ball. Again, it's just a little unlucky how hard that comes off her boot. But they're playing very well, Fairfields, and you know you have to imagine they could nick one, but Darien doing their best on the defensive ends and so far doing it effectively to hold off Ludlowe from getting an equalizer.
Zawed, far side of the field, defended by Min.
A little confusion there that almost is costly. Miscommunication between the back line and the goalkeeper there.
And a nice save by Maniscalco on the shot by Fairfield Ludlowe.
Strong challenge, and Darien reverting to their tried and true tricks of looking to play that through ball either over the top or on the ground. They're really trying to use the pace of their forwards, both Stein and Tyler, and we've seen them create such dangerous opportunities, so it's pretty clear why they would want to keep with that. And again, the ball is now shifting over to their defensive side as Ludlowe tries to push for an equalizer, but it runs out for a Darien throw.
Well, tomorrow on the DAF Media Network, it'll be Darien New Canaan in boys soccer, and that is always a good one. Throw out the records, as they say. You can always get up for those rivalry games, and that is one of the biggest high school rivalries in the state of Connecticut in any sport. Eric Cannigan has lived it. He's been in it, and it's a lot of fun. And we've got a whistle here on the far side of the field, and the Darien attacking third as we take another look at what happened here.
Did I just see a horse collar? No, it looked like their legs just got tangled.
Yeah.
The way the Ludlow defender fell, it might have suggested it, but looks like just a mistimed tackle.
This goes to Ludlow. That game tomorrow will be at 4 o'clock. at the Darien Oval field. Ball rolls out of bounds here. Again, Fairfield Ludlowe coached by Peter Nikach, and Darien, of course, coached by Lee Parsons, who's approaching a decade on the job. Hard to believe. Coach Parsons has been at it for that long already and has done a terrific job. Of course, as we mentioned, this was kind of the scene of the crime 2 years ago. They made it all the way, Darien did, to the state semifinals, only to lose in the state semis to Staples, an FCAC rival, right here under the lights at Taft Field.
Again, a ball over the top to Tyler as she tries to hold on to possession, but Shaw for Fairfield does a good job of clearing that ball out. Again, it's a great way you described it, Damien, for the state tournament. That really is a marathon of a tournament. You know, the FCAC, at most, you're playing 3 games. States at least feels like a significantly greater amount than that, as we see a shot go wide of that near post.
It's a lot of fun to watch. I've always felt like in soccer, both boys and girls, and in baseball, especially those 3 sports, anything can happen in the state tournament. Seedings don't really mean a whole lot.
Yep.
You know, that year, Darien upset the #1 seed, Suffield, an upstate school, and Darien went up to Suffield, as did DAF Media back in its infancy, and we went up to Suffield, and Darien came away with, I believe it was a 1-0 win on a Katie Ramsey goal.
Yeah, those games are funny ones in that state tournament. Again, I think it's so hard to create seeds for teams that play in such different divisions. So I think that leads to some, at least what looks on paper as funky results. But Darien really pressing here as Ludlowe just get the ball out. They do a good job, and that's a good turn from Weber on the right side. But the ball just slides out of bounds, and Darien will have a chance to take a breather.
Again, Damian Andrew alongside Eric Cannigan. Want to thank Eric for being such a big supporter of the last 2 years of DAF Media. He has done a terrific job on a lot of these soccer broadcasts. You have heard him, and he's got gotten a lot of positive feedback. And it's a sport, knowing Eric as I do, that is let's just say he's very passionate about. So great having Eric Cannigan with us again for this one, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have him again tomorrow, which will be even better. And again, our DAF Media production crew, Colin Adams, our director, Jack Roberson, our instant replay coordinator, did a little camera one in the beginning of the second half. Our camera one operator is Trey Cahill, and our ISO camera operator is Ryan Smith. As we take a look at Maggie Ramsey for Darien, the sophomore, the throw in here.
Good long throw, but Peta collects that one before it goes out of bounds for a corner. Good heads-up play by her. She'll look to pump this ball up as far as possible. And again, Darien's had a good spell of possession and time in Fairfield's field. That's a tough one to say. Late in this second half. And again, Darien having another opportunity to get that ball into their half and deep in their half for a potentially dangerous opportunity.
Nice ball that time by Colette Quinn. Just a freshman. She has really had her moments this season for the Blue Wave in her rookie campaign in the program. Fairfield Ludlowe, though, certainly no quit in them. They keep attacking, as I mentioned at the outset. Coach Peter Nikach, who's been the head coach of the Falcons since 2015, and has really done a nice job with the program. They've been riddled with injuries this season, and but he he knows what his team's capable of. Is this kind of a new chemistry, a new
evolution
has been created here with going furthering on from the players that he doesn't have because of injuries.
You know, one of my favorite, among many, of John Bradley's coaching philosophies was the idea that if you're down a goal, you may as well push and try and get that equalizer, because if you lose by 2, it really doesn't make a huge difference versus losing by 1. Obviously, there is that off chance it comes down to goal difference come late in the postseason. His other favorite philosophy was if he coached basketball, he would go ahead by 2 points and just run out the shot clock for the rest of the games. So he knows how to take advantage of circumstances. But again, it's that idea that you really just have to push and make the most of whatever time you have left here in the game to try and push for an equalizer, because, again, you could lose by 2 and you'll still get the same amount of points as losing by 1, which is 0.
Yeah. Kate Bellissimo checks out for Darien, replaced by Emily Hopper.
That pass just got away from Sullivan in the midfield. Number 5 goes out for another Darien throw.
You can see Coach Nikoch there in the dark jacket, heavy jacket with the hood.
Good call there. Very quick to make that call, too. I believe that might be CC Stein. Yep, on the left. Was just caught offside. I don't even think she was aware the ball was going to get launched forward to her, but she was in an offside position, so good call by the ref there.
CC Stein with the lone goal in this one so far, as we are about ready to reach the 17-minute mark of the second half. So time winding down here on what has been a very pleasant evening. Cool, no wind though. Supposed to get some rain on later in the week, on Wednesday specifically. And but the weather has just been perfect for some soccer this evening. Again, our DAF Media production crew, can't say enough about them. Colin Adams, our director, Jack Roberson, our instant replay coordinator. Our camera 1 operator is Trey Cahill, and our camera 2 operator is the great Ryan Smith.
Ooh. A little bit of risky play there. But Darien see that one out. And Grace Shaw will take the throw in here. Again, they just need to challenge Darien. Looked like it could have been a foul throw. It was Marin Burns with some good cleanup work for Ludlowe. Got that ball.
Got another substitution now here for Darien. As Bellissimo comes back in, replacing Hopper. So they switch on and off really quickly. You're watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. And again, our production crew, all student volunteers. That is the lifeblood of DAF Media, and they do a terrific job bringing you all the visuals, sights, and sounds of these broadcasts. Busy week, Eric, for DAF Media. I'll be happy to know. Soccer tomorrow and Wednesday. Boys soccer game tomorrow. Darien, New Canaan. Girls soccer game on Wednesday, Darien, New Canaan. Then a girls volleyball match on Thursday as the Blue Wave looking to clear. And then on Friday, field hockey game between Darien and New Canaan. It's kind of rivalry week, I think, on the DAF Media
I wonder
Network.
if they planned that.
And then a football game, Darien homecoming, Saturday afternoon, taking on Trinity Catholic.
Is the Darien girls game at New Canaan? Or
The Darien girls game is at New Canaan, and it is supposed to be a downpour. That is supposed to be a
lucky.
I just looked at my app, 100% chance of rain. So looks like we're going to have some weather for that one.
Pack your umbrella.
And Darien, New Canaan girls soccer team having a terrific season, as is obviously Darien. Darien 6-2-1, and Fairfield Ludlowe 3-6 coming into this one. Although Ludlowe coming off a huge win, that's a season-making win over Fairfield Ward, 1-0 the other day.
Yeah, and we've spoken about the quality of this division before, but it's just another example. This Fairfield team has not played like a 3-6 team or what one would normally associate with a 3-6 team. Again, it just goes to show how many tough teams you can come up against, and you play very good soccer like they have tonight, and you still might find yourself with the losing record. So,
no question.
A lot of different things can go your way, or certain balls can bounce the wrong way, and it really makes for a big swing. So.
There's Ramsey, the throw in on the far side of the field. No, certainly Fairfield Ludlowe, Eric, has, as you've pointed out a number of times, has had its opportunities in this one, just have not been able to convert. And we've even seen both goalies get out of position and have been saved by their defensive
Yeah, the back line has played very well on both ends. And again, the score could be something of 2-2 or 3-2 if it weren't for that smart heads-up play. Darien have a lot of space there on the right. And Stein down the right flank, looking to play one around, but holds on to it. Just in time for Paulman to see that one out. Referee gesturing that it should be a Darien throw. It's not a corner kick, although very close.
Paulman did a nice job that time for Fairfield Ludlowe.
Yeah, I think Stein held on to the ball a little bit too long, but
as we take a look at Maggie Ramsey, number 20.
Very good flick on there.
And here comes Fairfield Ludlowe. Caroline Sullivan, forward pass.
Seems to be one of the stories of the night. Their final through ball, just too much juice on them. Again, idea is great. The execution is just not there.
And there's Maniscalco with the goalie kick.
Very dangerous ball from Arillo.
Again, no one there, but a great ball by Arillo.
Just went out of bounds, and Darien get another breather.
And it was Heron.
Ryan, put the camera down.
Looks like Tyler is coming off for.
No, good, it was horrible. We'll do it again later,
Kaylee Alinskas and Heron were there on that cross by Aurelio.
It's the senior Jordan Vaught coming on, number 17.
You know, it's funny, I'm looking at the roster of Fairfield Ludlowe, and looking at the roster of Fairfield Ludlowe, you know, there are a lot of young players on this team that gaining valuable minutes on the varsity level. So those injuries, you know, if you can take something positive away from them, that some players that maybe wouldn't have gotten the minutes they're getting have been able to gain some valuable experience. Under 9 minutes now remaining in this game under the lights here at Taft Field. You are watching the DAF Media Network. Damian Andrew, Eric Hannigan joining you. Ball on the far side of the field here as Ludlowe looks to attack and tie things up. I will say this. Neither team has changed much strategy-wise since that first goal, right, Eric?
No, it's been pretty consistent throughout. There hasn't been too much adapting in terms of play style, but you know it's worked for Darien, so they've tried to continue with it, and they've come close to capitalizing to add to their lead. And Fairfield seemed to be playing a little bit more of a possession game, just missing that final executed pass to get through on net, but. It's been pretty consistent throughout. And so we've really come close to at least the second goal, but some good defensive play has kept us at 1-0.
This game could easily be 3-2 right now. I mean, some of the runs we've seen and some of the shots on goal that we've seen. Darien hitting the crossbar here in the second half.
Yeah, and
Fairfield Ludlowe, not to interrupt you, Fairfield Ludlowe having some opportunities in tight.
Yeah, I think it very well could be 3-2, something of that nature. But I think at the least the score line is pretty accurate to what's happened. You know, Darien's come so close with a number of those chances. Fairfield has come close, but not quite as close as Darien has. So, you know, Darien would feel a little hard done if they didn't come away with 3 points tonight. But again, it's just they should have put some of those opportunities away. So they'll be hoping to maybe add something on here, but at the very least holding that 1-0 lead.
Here's Colette Quinn.
It's a low drive, straight to Peta.
Min. Stella Zawed now the throw in here for Fairfield Ludlowe on the far side of the field as the seconds tick off the clock here.
I was waiting for that call, and it came. Arillo was offside there by
offsides call, yep.
a couple of feet. Good spot by the referee.
Close. There's Quinn now on the free kick.
Ludlowe really picking up the pace here. If they need to, they just have about 4.5 minutes left. Oh, and a great ball.
And Peter scoops it up. Stein was right there. Stein has played well tonight, obviously, has the goal. And it was a beautiful goal. We'll try to take a look at that before we sign off for tonight.
Yeah, she's really taken advantage of her pace to get past and beyond that Fairfield back line. And it's, in addition to the goal she's put in, has come close on a number of other occasions. Has really been a standout for Darien tonight.
So under 4 minutes remaining now in this one. Darien, Fairfield Ludlowe, FCAC East Division matchup. Darien trying to get its 7th win of the season.
Oh, and look at that turn from Stein.
Nice turn.
Oh, and a great flick.
Had Marin on her back, and here's Stein down the right side here.
It looked like she just got a little fatigued there at the end. Didn't have the legs to stay with it, but she's done a lot of running tonight. And Darien.
And Chandler with the last line of defense there does a nice job. Katie Chandler, the junior. Terrific defender for Darien.
And now we can see, we had just previously talked about how gameplay hasn't changed much throughout these 80 minutes, but we now see, in fact, Darien has put pretty much everyone behind the ball. There's definitely a push to hold on to these 3 points, and rightfully so. They would hate to lose this win and see this end in a draw. And so they are taking their time here. Ramsey with a throw. She just sends that one towards the corner.
And nice turn that time. By Ellen Skass.
I think Fairfield will get the throw here as we're
under 2 minutes now remaining in this one. 1-0 Darien. Zawed the throw-in. 1-0 Blue Wave on a CC Stein first half goal. We're going to take a look at that goal before we sign off for tonight.
The ref points towards Darien's motion of play here, which means they do have the throw. Oh, and a very quick free kick.
Min tracks it down.
Oh.
And Darien doing all they can to clear that. And a nice job there. Under a minute remaining. One last attack here by Fairfield Ludlowe. And the turnover near midfield. And it rolls into the back third.
Yeah, I don't know if 30 seconds is enough for
Ludlowe to mount an attack
certainly
here.
Not now. And it was interesting. It looked like Fairfield came very close to getting a penalty in Darien's box there. There was some very nice footwork by number 14, who almost got taken down, but we're under 5 seconds. So I think this one's going to be a win for Darien and a big 3 points for them.
And that will do it for this one as the Darien Blue Wave beat the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons 1-0. First half goal by C.C. Stein. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights from this one as Stein with the first half goal. Again, our DAF Media production crew getting that ready, and here it is. C.C. Stein, number 9, and beautiful shot into the back of the net.
Yeah, and we'll see this other opportunity from Tyler there.
Hits the crossbar. That happened in the second half. You thought, and you look at it again, it looked like it hit that the goal line there.
Yeah, I don't even know if there is a goal line. It's a pretty thick white line, but nevertheless, it doesn't come back to haunt Darien. Even under a close to Halloween full moon tonight, they did well to hold on to that 1-0 lead and keep the clean sheet. And we could see at the end there, Maniscalco got swarmed by her teammates who all seemed very happy and very proud of her for the job she did in net. But real credit goes to both the goalkeepers and the back line for keeping the score at 1-0. And again, notching that 3 points in what could have gone either way tonight.
Eric, as always, it's a pleasure to be with you anytime we get this opportunity. Job well done as usual. Our DAF Media production crew, Colin Adams, our director, our instant replay coordinator, Jack Roberson, our camera one operator, Trey Cahill, and our ISO camera operator, Ryan Smith. For Eric Cannigan, I am Damian Andrew. This has been a production of the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Once again, Darien gets its 7th win of the season. They are now 7-2-1 as they beat Fairfield Ludlowe 1-0. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody. Take care.